What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and of course, hop into the Discord. The link for that is in the description box down below.
Yeah, guys, you know, yesterday is a new week, but we're kicking off a new week here on My Cowboys Family tonight on a Tuesday night Cowboys chat. And we got a couple things to discuss, probably about an hour stream, you know, when you get to the goods after the shout outs. So let's, you know, you see a lot of our stars working out. You see some of the cornerback rankings. We're going to discuss that in a minute. And of course, cheerleaders. You might not know why.
Favorite.
Yeah, you might not know why our Cowboy cheerleaders could be in danger as far as performing in the public. We'll talk about that and more here tonight on My Cowboys Family. Like we say, you know, you might get little tidbits here and there from other places, but we do the real wrap-ups here on everything, good, bad, and ugly, on our Cowboys, because we want to be on the know. We want to know the reality of the situation, not be in delusional land, right? That's what we do here on My Cowboys Family. Whether you agree or disagree, we discuss it here. We have a Cowboys chat on the nightly here. So, again, appreciate everybody here. But, baby, as we enter this thing tonight, kicking a new week off, some new names. Mr. Stewart last week dominated. Sponsor of the week, first time ever, Cash App King. But now he's passed the baton, the crown, to two new representations here. And the sponsor of the week, it's the usual. It's the man from Hawaii, Mark Hosepian.
Woo! See
him at the bottom there, that you know, sponsor of the week bar tab.
Mahalo to you, Mark, leading it once again.
Yeah, leading the way. He's got the all-time record streak there, 15 weeks in a row as the sponsor of the week. No one's come close to that record. He's also got 98 points on that Stream Boss. So Mark, he's repping it as he always does here. Much love, big Mark H from Hawaii. And also, the guy who's got the all-time record, 20 in a row streak in the Cash App. He reclaimed his crown. Jason Renfro, the Cash App King, this week, taking it down pretty easily, I will say, last week. There was no real challengers there. Jason Renfro rocking that top spot once again. But we do have a couple new names to discuss here because we do have a new week. And I guess we'll say one name in both spots. Now, here, Jason Renfro repping that 54. Much love to him here. He won it here on one of our lovely, one of our nice, you know, giveaways.
Membership bonus perks.
A bonus membership perk there in the star or above. But, oh wait. You mean, oh, well, not that one. Okay, but anyways, the thing is that we also have a current new leader here because we had two drops from two different places from the same dominator here. And you guys know him as Mr. Skeptical Fan. Always staying skeptical.
Thank you, Skeptical.
You see him right there. Here's the current leader in the Cash App side. I'll take Jason out the way there. He dropped a $2 holler saying, you got mail coming your way we're gonna unveil it here. Mr. Skeptical Fan sending us here to the My Cowboys family some great stuff from his own collection there. So appreciate Mr. Skeptical Fan. We might even use one of those as a giveaway. We'll see what happens. Appreciate the man staying skeptical. $2 in the Cash App, the leader there, and also he dropped a $2 thanks on one of our videos one of our live streams. He said 2 more. I sent you guys a package. Go Cowboys! And
Thank
he said,
you, Skeptical. Much love.
He said, P.S. I'd like to have Dalvin Cook over Ezekiel Elliott. That was from that live stream. We discussed that. So there he goes. That's his 2 cents. Much love, the Skeptical Fan in first place on the overall board and the leader right now on the Cash App side. So as we get it rolling, baby, you got to let people know how there's some ways that they can represent here through the super chats, through the memberships. But there's 4 other ways you can drop the love from above.
Of course, you have the Cash App, # My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the PayPal link, and last but not least, Streamlabs lets your message appear right here on screen, just like a regular super chat would. So, huge shout out to everyone here in the chat, hanging with us. And baby, I think we have some shout outs to give out. Yeah, and then we can officially kick things off here,
and
right?
in fact, baby, I'm going to open up the screen because, we're back in the MCF, the chat room, but it's really the MCF bar and grill here.
Bar and chill.
Bar and chill. So you can see the wife and I. I'm giving you the serious look. Baby, you hit up the chat. Let's do the shout-outs and kick this thing off.
Yes, so thank you to Nate Rosario. What's up? Hello and hi. And yes, we are watching some of the NBA Finals as we can kind of catch them here and there. Yeah, but honestly,
not the finals, really. the playoffs. Yes. But yes. We're on the conference championships here. Been following it, the Heat and the Celtics, and we know the Lakers and the Nuggets. I know they're playing, but my team ain't there, so whatever. I know the Stars though.
Yeah,
the Dallas Stars hockey.
That's
they're in the.
Sorry, just because James Garcia's comment right above Nate's is the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, so they're in the conference. They're in conference championship, so that's a good one to watch there. Anyways, go ahead, baby.
I still think it's funny that
against Vegas.
It's the 2 randomest teams ever. Both associated with hot places. Yeah. Just saying, Vegas and Dallas.
Yeah, that's the conference championship, right? The winners will then go to the Stanley Cup Finals. We'll see if Dallas Stars, Dallas area team can get to the championship and maybe win one. We'll see.
That game's gonna be hot. Anyway, sorry, jokes aside there. Rolando Rodriguez, much love all the way from South Texas. Bruce got the toxic juice representing, much love. Retro Scotty in the house. Trust me, I think we'd all love to be inside that cheerleader sandwich. Mike Aldana, much love to you as well. We have Jason Renfro, the Cash App King himself.
Yeah.
Let's see, Skeptical Fan. He did pop in, say hello and hi, have a great night. Aztec Aguilar 04, hello, what's up? We have Tammy Sotis, much love to you. Hope the family's doing well. Let me come back down, make sure I didn't miss anybody. And yeah, I think that's everybody here. Much love. We did talk about Morant yesterday, but long story short, maybe somebody should take away his social media access or something. But
yeah, if you can't,
I guess it wasn't really his. Was it his social? Was it his IG?
I don't know. Who cares?
I don't think so.
He just can't be doing that dumb stuff. And by the way, if he is doing, look, some people want to bitch and complain, saying, "Let me get myself working here." There I go. People want to bitch and complain, saying it's not fair. Politicians put the guns out there, blah blah blah. And listen, I'm with you guys. I understand, but there is literally no rule. No rule for a politician to show their guns or not show their guns. There's nothing that stops them from showing the guns on social media. You know what does have rules? Maybe your job. Your job might have a rule that says they don't want you to be on social media posting about, even showing a gun, even for a second. And Ja Morant has been warned, warned again, suspended, still doing dumb shit. It's all on him. It's his fault. We're talking about logic and common sense. He's obviously missing that. And it's not about, different narratives people want to take it with. You can make all the narratives you want. And when it comes down to it, it's a stupid move. It's on Ja Morant. Let's stop excusing him for doing something stupid. And he's got to learn. And that goes for any player, athlete, or people that, regular Joe Schmoes like us. If we're working somewhere and they don't let you post social media of you holding a gun.
Or better stated, if they find out that you have a picture like that and they don't like it and choose to maybe take action against you in a job type of way.
I'm just saying regular. Okay, the job rules are job rules. You don't like it, get another job. Ja Morant suspended from his job because he's breaking the rules. It's 1 + 1 = 2. That's pretty simple to me. There's no gray area. It's simple. It's black and white here.
Yeah. So hopefully that kind of touches on that. And exactly, once is an accident. Twice,
It's stupidity.
You did that on purpose.
Not even on purpose. It's just stupidity. It's just dumb. He's just being silly. And now he's fucked. And now people want to give him excuses a way out. I don't give a damn what the reason, the narrative you want to sell. It's bullcrap. It's on him. If you don't like it, go get another job and another job that lets you flash your gun on social media. That's it. Simple as that. You can be a politician. You can show your gun all the time on social media. I'm just saying, like, there's no rule against that on one job. The other job there is. You abide by the rules, or you pay the consequences. It's pretty damn simple.
Yep. So let's go ahead, dive into some of our NFL news, Cowboy news, things we got to touch on today, baby. Let's break it down, and of course, stick a candle in the birthday cupcake as well.
Yeah, happy birthday yesterday, Monday, to the great, the legend, Deuce Emmitt Smith. He's turned 54 yesterday. 54 great years old. Florida, from Escambia to Florida Gators, the Dallas Cowboys, and then to legendary status in the NFL. So much love to the great Emmitt Smith. Happy birthday to him. And I just wanted to say something relating to Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott did his Faith Fight Finish gala. We talked about it a couple times earlier this week. I did want to kind of add something to that, I guess, when it comes to Dak Prescott. And it's not about Dak Prescott. It's Lunda Wells, our tight end coach on this team. At this event, Lunda Wells went on Twitter and posted this on Dak's about Dak's gala for the Faith Fight Finish. He said, "Quote: Knowing someone means not just knowing their glory, but it means knowing and supporting their story. Dak, Faith Fight Finish at this gala in 2023, raising money and awareness for colon cancer research, mental health awareness, suicide prevention, and bridging the gap between law enforcement." So again, all the things that Dak had said as being his plans and his points to try to fix and help, he's staying true to that. And Lunda Wells is backing him on that. Cowboys tight end coach backing Dak Prescott. Just in the world stuff, not about the football stuff. So I just want to throw it out there. Some great stuff being done by our Dallas Cowboys, and followed by the coaching staff even in some ways. I thought that was kind of interesting.
There's a reason he got the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, right?
Oh yeah. So, he ain't stopping doing the great stuff he
does.
Exactly. Now, scheduling. We know about schedules. We know about that those were released already. I did want to say one quick thing here about the schedule situation, and I'll cover my face up. NFL announced today that Peacock will be the home for the first ever exclusive live streamed NFL playoff game. Yes, there'll be a playoff game that will be on only streaming services through Peacock. Presenting this as an NFL wildcard playoff in primetime Saturday, January 13th, 2024. That means wildcard weekend, the night game. On that Saturday night game, January 13th, you got to have Peacock and you got to stream it. I don't think it's a good idea. That's just me. I don't know. It just seems, but maybe they're trying to push this to to all internet, all live stream kind of access stuff.
I still don't really know what Peacock is, but I'm assuming it's
NBC.
Like a Netflix type.
It's NBC's Netflix. Yeah, it's NBC. So
well, there you go.
Saturday Night Football, NBC will be on, at least that wild card game is going to be on, again, exclusively live streamed. So it looks like it's only going to be live streamed. I think that's a dumb thing, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's the part that trips me up a bit. If it was available to live stream along with like the usual way most of us watch playoff games, cool, great, awesome. This being the only way you can watch, you try explaining to grandma or grandpa why they can't watch the playoff game because their TV isn't smart.
Hopefully we won't have to worry about that. You know why? Because we'll get that first round bye, baby, and we'll be sitting at home chilling like a villain, waiting for our opponent in round 2, in the divisional round. Mm-hmm. That's the hope. Anyways, I hear you, baby. You make a good point. And again, they're actually going to not stop there, because the reality of this is that they're also going to present right after their, the 4:30 to 8 o'clock game. At 8 o'clock, they're going to start the NFL wildcard game on Saturday night, January 13th. And then they're saying that they're still wanting to present 3 NFL total 3 NFL playoff games in a single weekend. Again, they're the first company that's doing that. Since, I think, the wild card. It's going to be 3 games all on NBC. So, again, not all exclusively live streamed, but just 3 total games on NBC, 2 on the regular channels, and then that night game live streamed. First company to have a whole weekend for themselves, And they're supposedly going to bring that first ever exclusive NFL regular season game through streaming purposes through Peacock. December 23rd, Bills at Chargers, 8 p.m. Eastern. So in case you didn't know, I just wanted to make sure we got all that on the same page. Because there is one game that's going to be also officially just live streamed, and it's on December 23rd, Bills at Chargers. Keep that in mind. So there's the schedule situation, baby. Any quick comments in the chat or thoughts for anyone out there?
Yeah, we actually do have a comment here because Q Ball just dropped a $2 holler.
Didn't come up on my side, but I'm sure it's on the way. Much love to Q Ball.
Remember, it's our first stream of the week, technically. So for YouTube, it's like Monday.
I know. They're still
it just doesn't,
getting used to
still
stuff.
waking up, rebooting.
Much love to Q Ball.
Thank you so much, Q. You know what he had to say?
What did the man say?
And, let me see. And what it do, MCF? Go Cowboys.
Oh,
and then he said, and Lakers.
He's going for the Lakers over there.
So I said that part a little quiet just because, I will say, we're all here for the Cowboys. When it comes to basketball, that can be slightly more divisive here in the chat. Like just the teeniest, tiniest, bittiest bit. So thank you so much, Q-Ball. Much love to you.
That should come up on the screen soon. I'm sorry it has not popped up yet. No idea why, but Q-Ball got you on the board. Second place right now behind the man who's staying skeptical. Skeptical fan in first currently. Much love to Q-Ball. And yes, we are here for it all. Good, bad, and ugly for our Dallas Cowboys, no matter what. Repping that star over everything. All right, I hope I fixed it. If it didn't work, if it didn't go through, it should go through next time. But, YouTube does some crazy things. So, anyway.
There you go. So, thank you so much, Q-Ball. Much love to you. I did want to point out something.
And that score would drop to 96 whenever it hits.
Yes. But I did want to point out something very, very quickly. Montana, I have to imagine that the current climate also plays a factor. Like maybe you could have gotten away with some of that a few years ago, but the way that some kind of gun stuff has been recently, just saying, it's maybe a little bit more delicate now. For Moran.
I just think
I don't want to touch back on that, but
I don't either. But I just want to say one thing: if he broke the rule, you got to deal with the consequences. If they let it go in the past, then now they're enforcing it. I mean, I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, reminds me of Randy Gregory. We don't agree with the rule. We think the rule is stupid. But he still repeatedly broke it.
By trying to change the rule is not breaking the rule. Is not going to change the rule. Is my point. So
I think that's funny. He said, "What a pea crock of shit."
What?
Is the peacock?
Oh, yeah, peacock.
He said, what a pea crock of shit.
Pea crock of shit, yeah.
Oh.
So, again, we'll see what happens. Peacock having getting some stuff pushed. We got some stuff pushed to Prime on Thursday nights. A streaming service. And then you're getting some games on NBC Peacock there. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Any last comments on this, or are we good?
No, let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, so I do want to start talking about the players and some of the the NFL news here real quick. A player specifically, a guy who's a former Cowboy, Ben DiNucci. We know he signed with the Broncos. I don't know if you knew this, baby, but he signed with the Broncos after his great season with Seattle Seahawks. I don't know what the fuck they go. Yeah, they're in Seattle. So he was there, had a good season there as a quarterback. I think he led the league in yardage, and now he is in the NFL. He was an invitee for the rookie minicamp and for the Denver Broncos, was signed after the minicamp. But here's the funny thing I saw out there. Broncos new head coach Sean Payton told backup Ben DiNucci from the Broncos, quote, "There's a greeting job at Walmart open for you." He said this after he threw a pick six in practice. So just so you guys remember, Broncos also, their ownership they own a Walmart. So that's kind of the connection there. I guess a lot of Walmart jokes getting thrown around, but Sean Payton ain't dealing with no mistakes by Ben DiNucci. And DiNucci threw a pick six. They still signed him though to their 90-man roster to try to compete for a backup spot there. But I thought it was a funny comment there by Sean Payton telling him you're going to work at Walmart if you keep throwing pick sixes in practice.
Yeah, so I have to admit that is pretty funny. Oh, so yes, because Bruce, this is my stream, and I'm always allowed to talk, but Mr. MCF has to wait his turn.
Exactly. See how it is here now. NFL news: Saquon Barkley, running back for the Giants. He's going to get that deal. They're trying to work a deal here. He's on the tag. He rejected an offer today that was worth up to $14 million per year. That's for a running back. Saquon Barkley, $14 million. Reports are saying that he's looking for the Christian McCaffrey money, worth about $16 million per year. So that's a lot of money for a running back.
And not even that, but he's not exactly giving Christian McCaffrey type of production either. Sorry, not sorry. Like, Saquon's great, Saquon's awesome, but that's definitely not, I think, what's happening. So
yeah, no. Again, look, we'll see what happens. Saquon, he's got injury issues. He's a running back. I really do hope the Giants give him $16 million. Please, New York Giants, give Saquon $16 million for 20 years. I don't care. Just give it to him. And that would be a mistake because he's running back. Also, free agent wide receiver James Washington, formerly of the Cowboys, jumped onto the Giants practice squad at the end of last year. Now is a free agent. Well, not anymore. He signed a one-year deal with the New Orleans Saints. Now they got Derek Carr over there. You know, he's a former second-round pick, as we know, with the Cowboys. Broke his leg in training camp and never really regained anything for the Cowboys. He got, what, two catches? Horrible. And I said this since we got him. This is not a replacement for Amari Cooper. This is a replacement for maybe Cedric Wilson, and not even that. So, you know, good luck to him with the Saints, but he barely gave us anything with the Cowboys. I love Isaiah Wynn. One-year contract with the Dolphins. I love it more. I wish he came to the Cowboys, but he got a one-year contract with the Dolphins, a one-year base value of $2.3 million. The maximum 1 year on this 1 year is 2.7 if he hits all the incentives. That's a steal. That is nothing. If he maxes out on the $2.7 million for Isaiah Wynn, you know, swing tackles make more money than this. Swing tackles. So the fact that he's getting 2.7 and he's truly a starting tackle type of guy, that's a great deal for the Dolphins. And I wish we would have went for an Isaiah Wynn for 2.3 base, 2.7 total, maxed out on a 1 year deal. That would have been a great move and a comp pick for next year. Anyways, Ndamukong Suh, defensive tackle. 36 years old, so he's aging up there. Currently, right now, unlikely to sign with a team before training camp. Why? He said, quote, when week 1 happens, I'll be ready. A lot of people want to get that interior set up a little better. A lot of people want to get, maybe some more help to Hankins and Mozzie Smith. But again, I think Ndamukong Suh would be a guy that just would almost be too many at that spot at that point. You're going to get rid of Neville Gallimore and Bohanna almost without question if you bring in Ndamukong Suh, if he can make the team. He says week 1 he'll be ready. We'll wait and see on that. And then one last interior defensive lineman, which I know we've talked about here. I know Marco Sepian's brought him up. Quinnen Williams from the Jets. Now, he's still under contract with the Jets. They're struggling to reach a long-term agreement. This is I think this is his last year as a free agent. So they're trying to trade him. If they can't get him signed, he, again, struggling to get an agreement. On his social media stuff here, Quinnen Williams removed everything New York Jets from his profile. A lot of people say the Cowboys should go after him. What do you think on this? And I say this in a quick way because to me, getting Quinnen Williams here is great if you're planning on stacking both guys, Quinnen Williams and Mozzie Smith for the future. That's yours. And now we got Hankins here for 1 year. It's almost like an overkill. We might be trading too much for him, and then he wants the big contract. The Cowboys would probably not pay that. So even though it might be a good opportunity to get him on this team, the reality is I don't see the Cowboy front office going after Quinnen Williams, making the trade for him, and then paying him the big money as a nose tackle. This is not going to happen. Now, he is a three-down nose tackle. We just got Mozzie Smith. That's our Quinnen Williams. The Cowboys are looking at him to be our Quinnen Williams. Maybe not year 1, but maybe year 3. He's going to be pass rushing full time. He's going to be, run stopping full time. By year 3 at the latest, we should be seeing him all 3 downs like Quinnen Williams. That's what the Cowboys. That's their Quinnen Williams. So I don't believe the Cowboys will be. A lot of people say that getting Quinnen Williams now would bring our defensive line to the next level. Maybe so. At the same time, it's an overkill with young guys like Mozzie Smith, your first round pick. So. NFL-wise, NFL news-wise, that's a wrap on that. I'm going to get to the Cowboy stuff in a minute, some rookie stuff. Any comments in the chat, any thoughts? Maybe I see that you dropped a little love, but unfortunately it's not working tonight. Like.
I'm not sure what's going on there. Obviously, YouTube alerts is taking a nap. So, not sure what's going on there, but thank you to myself for being so great and awesome there with that $2 holler saying, this is my stream and go Cowboys. So in case you had any doubts maybe about, who's actually the one putting in all the work here. Yes.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I've always known, though. I've always known.
So anyway, landlord, what's up? Mike Adnan saying cars poop. Let me see. Bruce, sometimes it depends, right? Montana 808 said, no. I said, folks don't remember Stephon Mulberry was banned for pulling John Morant moves, and he was sent to Japan.
Oh, I remember that is true. Stephon Marbury was in trouble for doing some of that stuff, and that's why I think it's more of like whether it's right or wrong. It's the NBA rule. You whip out guns, yeah, you end up paying the price in many different ways, and it sucks. But in that job, in the NBA, you are not allowed to be whipping out guns, whether it was 20 years ago or now. If you do that, you pay the price. Suspension, sent to Japan. I mean, whether it's right or wrong, that's the job they chose. They got to abide by the rules, or that shit happens, unfortunately.
So, Q Ball said, give Berkeley 20 mil. Kevin Bilbo said, let's go, Cowboys.
You mean Barkley, yes. Give Barkley. So, I would love that. Just give him. He's looking for 16. Please give him 20, like you said.
Oh, so if that's really what Saquon is supposedly looking for, like I said, I don't know why he would be asking for, like you had kind of pointed out, almost a Christian McCaffrey type of salary. When at least in my personal opinion, I don't think he's really giving you the type of productive.
Well, he's looking at himself as a receiving, blocking, and running back, and I think that's what he's focusing on, in my opinion. I think he's kind of looking at, look, if I can do what he does when I'm healthy, so give me the money. Give me that money. I don't know.
So I don't know. We'll have to see how it ends up playing out. You guys are cracking me up here. So far, and like I said earlier, Retro Scotty, honestly, right now, the Cowboys are being very, very, very hush-hush about anything like that. McCarthy had made some jokes post-draft, right, that also make me think that any information coming out from the Dallas side is either intentional or as in like purposely put there for us to like look for and see or whatever, or unintentional, because they're just saying McCarthy definitely wants to keep, it seems like, a lot of his plans under as much lock and key as possible. So, but you can't keep everything secret. Like we know, depending on certain players they draft or free agents they pick up, we can get an idea of some of the things that they're trying to do or address. So, but right now, it seems like the plan when it comes to the O-line is there is no current plan right now. Like we said, the last thing we heard was kind of two opposing things from Jerry and McCarthy slightly. So, not opposing like on two different sides, just, two different things. So anyway, kind of keeping it rolling here. By the way, guys, again, take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us everywhere and anywhere at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. Yeah, but I have some issues on this side of things. Unfortunately, unknown why, but it is what it is. I'm going to finish this one up quickly here, I think, tonight on MCF, but let me keep it rolling here. It gets frustrating, guys. You put so much effort into this thing, and then YouTube's kind of screwing me up. Something going wrong. Constantly. You don't know even half of it, baby, like how much shit's going wrong on my side here. But let's keep talking here. I guess I'll just keep chattering away. But DeMarvion Overshown's contract numbers are finally in, third-round pick, and you see him right there, pick number 90, 4-year deal, as we know, for $5.39 million. So, it's a little over $1 million a year is what the actual totals end up being. Bonus, he gets $920,000. 2023, the base is $750,000. 2024, the base is going to be $995,000. 2025, $1.2 million, and 2026, $1.485 million. That's going to be his, fourth year in the NFL there with the Cowboys. Hopefully, at only 1.4, as hopefully by then it'll be a full-time, defensive linebacker to be reckoned with in the NFL. We're hoping. So again, and on top of that, we talked about Mozzie Smith's contract. We talked about Luke Schoonmaker's contract. Just talked about DeMarvion Overshown's contract. The signing bonuses for the Cowboys following picks from rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. You see the names there. Let me go through them real quick, guys. Junior Fehoko, $690,000 was his signing bonus. Awesome Richards, $244,000. Eric Scott Jr., $218,000. Deuce Vaughn, $133,000. And Jalen Brooks, $82,000. All 5 of these players will be receiving base salaries, $750,000
in year one. In 2024, $915,000 in year two for these 5 remaining guys. 2025 would be $1.03 million, and 2026, $1.145 million. There you go. That's the breakdown of every single guy we have in our team. And you look at the undrafted guys not listed here, but the most guaranteed money given to the 2023 undrafted class by team. Number 1, Kansas City Chiefs. The Jets are next. Philadelphia next. The Saints, the Giants, the Cardinals, the Browns, and then big drop from the Browns to the Cowboys. But the Browns are at $705,000 in guaranteed money. The Cowboys, $573,000 of guaranteed money given to the undrafted free agents. So we're 8th highest on this list. Number 1 was Kansas City, $1.1225 million total guaranteed money to the undrafteds they picked up. But the highest guarantees, among the highest guarantees ever handed out to an undrafted free agent on record, guess which one that was? It was from the Dallas Cowboys. We took advantage of the major outlier, a criminal case, you can say, from La'el Collins. When he was undrafted, guys, we picked him up way back. Well, he was supposed to be a highly sought-after guy.
He was like a first-round rated
something
guy?
like that. But the problem was that he was he was also a prime suspect in his girlfriend's murder. And of course, literally like a day or two after the draft ended, he was completely exonerated of everything. I think they found the real guy, and the Cowboys immediately signed him as an undrafted free agent and guaranteed him his entire contract. His entire $1.6 million contract. That's the biggest undrafted signing of all time. That's more than the complete undrafted signings of individually every team in the NFL right now. So, good to see Cowboys making some moves. We know some of the names that are undrafted, but the one name I'll say is Isaiah Land from Florida A&M. Why do I mention him? Cowboys defensive coordinator Dan Quinn said that he had a vision for Isaiah Land, and I really like this guy's. I think he's going to make the team in some shape, form, or fashion. Isaiah Land from Florida A&M, one of the HBCU guys up there, one of the top guys from HBCUs, and he was noticed by Dan Quinn last year. When Dan Quinn was looking at the undrafteds and breaking down the Marquise, signing, and he said, I want Marquise Bell, but he also noticed Isaiah Land, and he said, maybe next year. And next year, guess what? He wasn't drafted. But now he's a Cowboy as an undrafted free agent and one of our top undrafted guys. So interesting to see that Dan Quinn still kind of mental noted the fact that Isaiah Land was a guy he really was interested in, at least investing a later round pick / undrafted pick for Isaiah Land when he was checking the tapes of
the point is that he was still
Bell.
Worth making that type of investment in.
Yeah.
So then Jason Renfro, what's up? Much love to you.
Yeah.
Let me see. Drums and Cowboys, much love. He said, how the hell did Deuce, Overshown, and Fehoko fall that far in the draft? In my opinion, those are all quality players. You just have to watch Overshown to see that.
But you also have to see the transition has to be made better by, has to work through the coaching staff and the way we do things. You just can't throw them in and say, hey, these are just steals or these are just great players. Whether they're steals, great players, or poor players, you got to have to develop them in the NFL. That goes from the first round to the last round to the undrafteds. So it's still a lot of coaching involved, not just the player. And it's about adapting to the NFL, but also having the coaches there to evolve them and develop them properly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
also, sorry to hear so many of you guys tonight for some reason didn't get the notifications when you were supposed to. I'm just saying, I'm guessing it's something on the YouTube side of things is what I'm trying to say. Just because that's 2 or 3 things now that have gone kind of
that's not a good night for us here at MC. We should have went live yesterday. The thing is that, let me keep it rolling here, guys, because I do want to get this thing done tonight. It's going to have to be a quicker stream because we're having too many issues, and I'm not really in the mood for it, and I'm tired. So let's get it rolling here, but we'll answer any questions, if you guys alert us, too. Either way, guys, and again, our alerts are kind of messed up today, so I apologize.
All right, I'm on it.
No, thank you,
MCW is on it.
Thank you. That's what, see, we all have our teamwork here. So, guys, the Cowboys today and yesterday on the field again, right? On the field again. This is not really much information on this, but all the veterans on that field. I mean, this is not mandatory, so you don't have Micah Parsons in there yet, but you have all the veterans on the field and all the rookies on the field. Yesterday, they integrated together first time. We had the rookie minicamp last week and a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, kind of wrapped up Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yesterday, Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, the CeeDee Lamb, everybody, offense, defense, special, everybody on the field with the rookies. Now, this is just not even helmets, guys. Not today. There was no helmets. And here's the thing I wanted to say. Even though the guys are running through some basic stuff, still acclimating to what's going to come, the coaches are not on the field with them, and helping them in a general sense. You can't really start to do any of the installation schemes yet, but they're out there just making sure they're just kind of doing the off-season workout program. And I saw Dak Prescott out there, but the key thing, we saw all the guys out there. The key here, guys, is that Dak Prescott, I caught a glimpse of a photograph of Dak Prescott and another guy that he stood right next to in today's little workout. And it's important because it was Mike McCarthy. And he's back on the field from that back surgery that he had. He was back on the field today.
It wasn't even 4 days ago that Quinn was out there, stepping into that temporary head coaching role because McCarthy was out sick.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, this rookie camp was run by Quinn. Jerry Jones a little bit. John Fossil was running it with them. So
if it was as minor of a procedure or a situation as we're being led to believe, it could have just been like a one-day outpatient type of scenario where, he got some kind of small corrective surgery or something.
They were not sure how long it was going to be. Again, May 22nd was when... Then they start doing some of the installation, some of the actual specific stuff we're going to try to get ready for and make things easier into the mandatory minicamp, into, of course, training camp. But yeah, like Mike Aldana said, it was a walkthrough today. A walkthrough without helmets, without pads, cleats. That's about all you're getting, right? Basic, just walking around. You saw that a lot of Cowboy defensive and offensive, players in the trenches, working on the bags, working on the I always forget the name of the sliding, the moving bags, the moving...
sandbags?
No. Somebody will say it in there.
I know what you're talking about. Oh my goodness, I can't remember.
Somebody will say it in the chat, but I keep the sled. There it is, the sled. So you see you see all the rookies hitting the sled, but now you're seeing everybody. You see the guys going around, Dorrance Armstrong, Osa. You see them doing the agility stuff, trying to take the bend, practice around the circle. So I'm just saying there's a lot of things going on. The basic stuff you'll see in training camp before practices, the stuff you'll see pretty much from here until training camp. They're just starting the first processes of the training and things that get you ready specifically for your position spot. And that is what we kind of been seeing that for the last couple of weeks with the training staff, the works with the offseason, with the workout crew there. And then we're getting the coaches mixed into this with the veterans and the rookies together. But again, I just want to stress and specifically speak on today and yesterday. Mike McCarthy was there, at least today, at practice, which is great news in my opinion for May 22nd when it gets a little more real. Every week or two, it's going to get a little more real. Well, we got the rookies out there. We got a little more real. Now we got them together. It's getting a little more real, but it is a lot more real May 22nd and beyond that into mandatory minicamp, into, of course, a month after that, the training camp. So, we'll be there before you know it, guys. But it's good to see Mike McCarthy back on the field with Dak Prescott and everybody else, with the coaches and all. McCarthy back. That's one thing I wanted to bring up on that. So, now, as these players are also, on the field, doing the walkthroughs and all that general stuff right now, rookies and vets, some of our stars are busting ass out there working. I'm sure you guys seen the videos. I posted a couple of them talking it through about what they're doing in the actual, these reps or in these video clips. You see them doing some stuff throughout this offseason. These are more recent videos. But let's start with CeeDee Lamb, because to me, CeeDee Lamb was...
Well, that's always a great place to start.
I mean, CeeDee Lamb is continuing what he's, his I think, trajectory here in the NFL, where we're seeing him again, first year, kind of the third guy, right? Then the second year, pushed to the second guy role there, but really kind of got more targets than Amari. And then the last year, in his third year, the number one guy, but lost some other help around him. Today, again, I saw video clips. You guys see me put it up there yesterday, yesterday and today. CeeDee Lamb putting in the number one wideout work. He's out there working on his burst, his acceleration, off the line of scrimmage, his change of direction as well. When so he's working on his moves right off the snap from the line of scrimmage to getting down the field and finding the open spot, using his body to be able to maybe box out opposing off defensive back, corner or safety when Dak's trying to throw to him. And, it makes it easier for Dak to kind of lay it up in there for him. He's learning how to use his body, learning how to use agility and athletic abilities. And you see him doing this in his workouts throughout this offseason, especially the ones more recently where he's really getting there, guys, getting there quickly. Now, speaking of quickly, got to give it up to another monster out there working out. We know about Micah. He bulked up, put up almost 10 pounds for that edge rushing ability to hold up a whole season, mainly for injury more than anything else. He's probably going to get the same 200 snaps at linebacker, and the other 800 will be at the edge rusher somewhere. Today, you saw videos of him putting up 425 pounds 3 times, and he made it look like it was easy. Yeah, he's a little. You see it on our thumbnail. He was, struggling a little bit, but he was putting it down pretty rapidly. And again, I think that, Micah 425. Now, there's other guys out there doing a lot more. I know Jalen Hurts goes at 600, whatever it is, but Micah is doing a lot more than he used to do in these off seasons past. So he's definitely getting bigger and stronger from the core lower body. He's making sure he's going to be able to shoot into people. And not get a little ding in his hand, a little ding in his knee. He's gonna have a lot better lower strength, lower leverage. I think he's gonna use that with the overall weight he gained muscle wise, and it's gonna make him even that much. He hasn't yet lost anything in speed. He's still beating Deuce Vaughn and Jamar Chase in these wind sprint kind of things. I'm telling you, he's like a huge running back out there on that field that has the move, the quickness and speed and abilities and agility of receivers and running backs out there. So to me, I think Micah out there, again, doing his thing, getting stronger every day. And he's not just doing, we saw the boxing. He's out there shooting hoops too, guys. Mm-hmm. Out there playing some basketball, getting the endurance, everything up. And he's out there showing that on his private Instagram, videos, and he's putting that stuff out there of him, whether it's basketball, whether it's boxing, whether it's weight training. He's up there showing the work.
Not necessarily trying to flex, so to speak, but it just is a fact, right? It just happens naturally, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Micah is just continuing to dominate. He's going to continue and continue and continue. Now, I will say one other guy out there. We saw a video of him today. Shh, don't say much. It's Trayvon Diggs, guys. He's out there working the weights as well, trying to pick up a dead weight, basically working on the hands. So I like to see, again, he's getting the trying to make sure he don't drop any passes. Playoff game against the Niners cost us in the end zone there an easy interception that could have changed the game, maybe even helped us get back in it. But either way, Trayvon Diggs getting the weight up or getting the hand work together. Look for him to have a continuously improving career. Hopefully staying in Dallas at the end. We don't know about the contract situation, but let's talk about our defensive backs, specifically maybe the cornerbacks, as in number 7 and number 21. The Cowboys cornerback unit. Are we one of the top units in the NFL when it comes to the cornerback spot? And the answer is yes, we are.
I was going to say, I'm like, you would have to actually break it down for me. What team's corner situation do you think is better / looks better than ours right
ESPN.
And again, there's maybe one or two. But
it's more than that. ESPN put us 5th on the list of cornerback units.
Okay.
So it's not just the top guy. It's a top 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys. So how does this work? Well, Mike Clay, from ESPN, made this list, and he locked the Cowboys as the 5th best unit. Who are the teams that the Cowboys are trailing? The Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Green Bay Packers. Let me explain. The Dolphins, they have Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard. That's their 1 and 2. The Jets have DJ Reed and Ahmad Gardner. All right, again, one of them Rookie of the Year there, Ahmad Gardner, Defense Rookie of the Year. Philly has Darius Slay and James Bradbury, which, I will have my own say on that. I don't know about those guys. The Packers, Jareer Alexander and Eric Stokes. So all these teams have a good, to me the Dolphins may be the best out of all the guys I just mentioned in this group, but I can't say the Cowboys are too far back on this. If anything, I would have put the Cowboys 2nd or 3rd, I guess you can say. But listen, we have Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore. And this was a spot at cornerback we were struggling with last year, obviously, after the injuries to Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown. Yes, Bland got up in there and really helped us. Surprisingly, did a lot of great stuff, which is one of the reasons why him and Jordan Lewis are battling it out for that slot spot. But the point here is now we fix that cornerback lacking by just one simple trade. And that's by getting number 21 into the Cowboys. And it's not Zeke, it's Stephon Gilmore when we traded for him in March. So because of that simple little trade with Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore, all of a sudden we just bounced from one of the worst cornerbacking cores in units in the NFL to a top 10 easy. Now you can see a top 5 according to ESPN. Now we adding a former defensive player of the year like Stephon Gilmore, and again definitely I would say he's still a top 10 cornerback. According to PFF, he's I think 9th as of this moment. So you're adding a top 10 guy with a guy who's already a top 10 guy in Trayvon Diggs. So to me, this is going to make our defensive backfield even that much better. I do want to also say, baby, that it wasn't just the top 2 guys. Even though if you're just going top 2, I'm saying, these guys are hanging in the top 3 spots, not in the top 5. I think they're actually better than a couple of the guys we mentioned, if you look at them as a duo. But you got to look at the rest of the core of the Cowboys. And there may be some question marks, but I still think we're better than much better than we were last year. Probably seen the last of Anthony Brown. I know he's still a free agent. People say, I've said it. Bring him in as your 5th or 6th guy. Knock off one of these guys, scrubs at the bottom of the list. But I think it's the last we've seen of Anthony Brown.
Yeah, and again, I wish him the best in the future, but I kind of have to agree with you.
Yeah, and so, but that's not even the question. The question, who do we have here? It's DaRon Bland and Jordan Lewis. So you have DaRon Bland, guys, right now, who we know has a damn good chance to keep that slot spot. He did a great job in doing that job for Jordan Lewis, who, by the way, he could still be cut, Jordan Lewis, but he's still on the team. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying he's your slot guy as well. We got 2 fantastic slot guys in DaRon Bland and Jordan Lewis. So that's 4 guys already. I already mentioned 4 guys. This is partially another reason why the Cowboys unit as a cornerback crew all are, making this kind of stand very strongly as the 5th best cornerback in unit. It's not just our top 2 guys. It's DaRon Bland. It's Jordan Lewis. And also, again, are we going to see anything from Deshaun Wright, who supposedly was supposed to be his guy in the 3rd round from Dan Quinn that was ready to go? Another guy we got to mention last year who played an important role towards the end of the year when we were lacking at corner, Israel Mukwamu. I know he's a safety, but he'll probably be playing cornerback this year as a position move. So, again, don't forget about, I got to mention this guy, 2nd round pick, Kelvin Joseph. So, listen, we're going deep here. I just named you guys 4 starters, basically, 4 starting corners. And then I named you Deshaun Wright, Israel Mukwamu, and Kelvin Joseph. As 3, that's 7 cornerbacks. They're not all going to make this team. So, as of now, I don't know what's going to happen with Jordan Lewis. I'm sorry, not Jordan Lewis, but he's Jordan Lewis, you could say, as far as letting him go. But I don't know what's going to happen with the Israel Mukwamu move. Is he going to push off a guy like Deshaun Wright or Kelvin Joseph? That could happen. But in the end, it's not about, I'm just saying this as a core, think about this, baby. I just named 7 guys, and I think all 7 guys have started in the NFL. And, other than Stephon Gilmore, they all started for the Cowboys. So I'm just saying that Israel Mukwamu, Deshaun Wright, they did great, but Israel Mukwamu, Deshaun Wright, Kelvin Joseph, the 3 depth guys, and of course Jordan Lewis, DaRon Bland, Stephon Gilmore with the Colts last year, and then Trayvon Diggs. I'm just saying, to me, we have a damn good and deep cornerback room. And you look at the starters, I say we got 4 starters. So again, I think I would have ranked us, sorry ESPN, but I would have ranked us higher. I would have ranked us top 2 or 3 cornerback units in the NFL. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
It's hard, it's kind of my initial question. I said it. It is hard to picture, a group of corners that is better than ours, and you kind of broke down, and I'm just saying, you kind of broke down the fact that, maybe 1 or 2, but 4 entire groups of cornerbacks are better than ours. That's very, very hard to believe. And again, I have a feeling that Dan Quinn is going to make everybody who picked those first 4 teams say, yes, we were sadly mistaken.
Either way, it's like the power rankings. We know that is. But I think this is the key. Micah Parsons. Why do I say that? Micah Parsons will be rushing pretty much all the time as an edge. Maybe even more than last year. This is going to put extra pressure on opposing quarterbacks. With Mozzie Smith hopefully helping the run really solidify, stopping the run. Now the team's going to have to pass. They're not going to be able to do what they did last year as often if we stop that run as often as we should. Micah Parsons rushing now at full time, as we know, kind of like last year. It's going to put extra pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Going to have to throw the ball into bad situations. Now we have a little bit more lockdown ability here at cornerback. When you have the pass rush coming, that's another reason why I say you kind of got to put these cornerbacks. The production is going to be seen. I believe you can see production from the corners because of the pass rush that we're bringing with Dan Quinn and Micah Parsons leading the way. So, again, we got to show it when it counts on the field. I agree. Lists don't mean crap. But if I look at this cornerbacking room, we got a lot of guys that have experience, even down to 7th spot on our not good players, but they're down to 7th and 7th cornerback on our team. We got starting experience. They still have a high value to Dan Quinn, whether it's Kelvin Joseph or Nashawn Wright. Even if they're at the bottom of the list here, Mukwamu maybe sliding over the corner, and we got 4 solid starters here. And so, no matter how you slice it, with Jordan Lewis, Bland, and then of course, Gilmore and Diggs. When you have the pass rush led by Micah Parsons, it's going to make our defensive cornerbacks even better. We did it for Anthony Brown was helped because of our pass rush. What do you think it's going to do? How do you think it's going to help Trayvon Diggs and Gilmore and Bland and Lewis when we got the same pass rush coming in people's faces? Ooh, I can't wait. I expect the Cowboys, whether it's Micah Parsons forcing turnovers, strip sacks, tipping the ball in the air, whether it's like that, or the cornerbacks getting those picks, knockdowns, but getting those turnovers, interceptions, when you have that kind of pass rush coming and you can have 2 lockdown corners. We're going to be one of the top, if not the top, cornerbacking units in the league. That's my opinion. I know you agree with me. What about the chat, baby? Anything from the chat?
So, Chuck Tamantenedo, much love, said Dolphins, no burnt toast. Eagles, toast. Jets, to be determined.
Exactly.
Who else was the other ones?
It was one more. The Eagles, the Packers, who Jaire Alexander is very good, and they have at least one solid dominating guy. But I'm sorry, the Eagles, the Packers, the Jets, there's still questions. I put the Cowboys over those 3. The only ones you can make a case, I'd say the Dolphins. And if you go down to the 5th, if you go to the 5th cornerback, I go with the Cowboys as number 1. I don't think they have 5 corners the way we got 5 corners, even if you don't like Kelvin Joseph.
Yep. Cameron throwing out there, that's why we got Eric Scott Jr.
Hey, and that's another guy here in the mix. That's our 8th cornerback. And I'm going to talk about the undrafteds. That's 8 cornerbacks on this team. 2 of these guys are cut, snip, snip. And by the way, the CJ Goodwin, that's a guy who's going to fight for an Eric Scott Jr. pick there, because that's a special teams move right there. We might not, if he's as good as he says on special teams, then CJ Goodwin's going to be expendable because he ain't playing on defense. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, I see that's 9 guys if I add CJ Goodwin to the mix. There's going to be 3 guys on the outs here in this group. And again, it's so funny because I said there's 9, but if I did not add Israel Mukwamu, now we got 10, right? So you guys understand what's happening. I think we got a damn good matchup for some depth to figure out what's the best depth on this cornerbacking team, on this cornerbacking position. But we got the damn good starters as well. So we got this. To me, we have a top cornerbacking room with a top pass rushing defense. Everybody gets help in the cornerback safety spots, defensive back. Everyone gets help when you got the pass rush we got coming at you.
So, real quick, take it easy, Retro Scotty. Have a good night. Cirillo Correa in the house. Much love. Mike Aldanazo thing out there. Here, the Texans are always salivating after our leftovers.
I know.
So, yeah, we may have something in the fridge that we can give them, right?
Well, I do have a question now as I take these guys off the screen. I do have a question here, and this is a pretty important one. You see, the starters. That's one of my questions in this chat here. The starters are missing. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look over the Cowboy website and look at the depth chart, starters, starters and the depth, when you look at the way they got the Cowboy teams lined up at the offensive line, baby, this is crazy to me. They have Tyler Smith as the starting left tackle. Okay. That makes sense, right? We got Tyron Smith as the starting right tackle. That's what the Cowboys are listing. Of course, Zach Martin, Biadish, we know they're playing center and right guard. But at left guard, they have currently no listing. Nobody's list is a blank for the starting left guard spot.
I'm telling you, that's all McCarthy. I can't help but feel like it is McCarthy saying absolutely no one's going to know what we're doing. We will keep this hidden. You will not know. So I don't know. Let me know what you think, or if you disagree or agree.
Well,
in the chat, or obviously you.
The Cowboys also.
This feels like very much a McCarthy.
Cowboys also left. If you look at the DallasCowboys.com depth chart, there's no starting left guard, but there's also no starting running back listed, as in Tony Pollard.
Okay, so it could just be that somebody somewhere just hasn't updated it in a little bit.
There's no starting tight end listed. Remember, last year, who was a starting running back? Zeke. He's gone. They blanked it out. We know Tony Pollard's a starter. Who's the starting tight end last year? Dalton Schultz. He's blanked out. And now they're going to either move up Ferguson or put in Schoonmaker in there. Either way, I'm just letting you guys...
We'll find out when they actually do it and not a moment before.
I'm letting you guys know the way that the Cowboys set up the official depth chart as of today. Also, no kicker. Well, they got Tristan Vizcaino, but baby.
Yeah, everybody's favorite, including Bones.
Definitely not. Everybody on earth is available to beat out Tristan Vizcaino, but there's a lot of people out there saying, you need some kickers. Here's another name, guys. We heard Jerry Jones speak about the USFL, the XFL. The USFL, guys, has a kicker named Luis Aguilar. Luis Aguilar of the USFL Philadelphia Stars. Now, it stuck to their Philadelphia, but they do have the star there. But USFL Philadelphia Stars kicker Luis Aguilar, he went 8 for 8 on field goals this past Sunday. He accounted for all 20 points of the Philadelphia Stars points. He scored every single point, all 24. He went 8 for 8, 24 points, in a win over the New Jersey Generals. But again, he made kicks from where? 56 yards, 55 yards, 51 yards, 49 yards, 42 yards, 36 yards, 27 yards, and 22 yards. The game winner was from 55 yards out. Just saying, if you want a kicker, there's another guy you can try, Jerry Jones, Luis Aguilar. All right? I'm sure he's looking to play in the NFL. So
I'm assuming no relation to Aztec Aguilar.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows, right? But I do know that we have Robbie Gould, Mason Crosby, Matt Prater, Nick Folk's going to be a free agent, and many Ryan Suckup. These are veterans, and then you have a USFL guy, Luis Aguilar. I'm just saying, there's a lot of kickers out there. What are we waiting for? I don't know. But Tristan Vizcaino is not the answer. That's a fact. Now, as I get done with my side of things, I know you got a little finale here about the cheerleaders. Before we get there, though, I do want to say something about I talk about the starting team, the teams that are the players that are kind of slated to be the starters. We have some empty spots on offense, like left guard, no Connor McGovern, so left guard open, running back open, no Zeke, and tight end open, no Dalton Schultz. But what about the 53-man roster? And I have a very early kind of breakdown here of just some notes I made.
Yeah.
Listen to this. We talked about Hunt, and again, I think his name is Lepke, Hunter Lepke. I've been saying Luepke. I think it's Lipke. Appreciate the person that said that to me. But Hunter Lipke has a real shot to take tight end Sean McEwen's roster spot. All right? Again, Lepke can do the catching, but he can also do the blocking in the backfield or as a tight end, as an inline blocker. He's almost like a backup to Schoonmaker in a way. And also a fullback hybrid. That is still athletic, can still run, can still power those extra little 1 yard, 2 yard plays. He can make someone like Ronald Jones not an important factor for our team anymore. Make a guy like Zeke not be even talked about. If we need a short yardage guy that can catch, block, and run hard yards, but also can play different spots, that would take off a Ronald Jones. That would take off a Sean McEwen. Number 84 would knock that guy off the roster because Lipke can fill multiple roles, multiple positions, and that opens up other positions for us if he can do those little extras, the little hybrid stuff that we need from him.
Yeah, the little cherry on top. So
offensive roles, he's great on special teams. This is always an advantage when you're fighting for the bottom spots of the 53. So do not be surprised if he beats out Sean McEwen on special teams. And he can do everything Sean McEwen can do and more as a running back, fullback, or tight end. McEwen's out off the team. And maybe even Ronald Jones in the short yardage side of things. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, very early. Got to see if Hunter Lipke, the undrafted, North Dakota State Bison, can he make this team? We'll see. But keeping looking on this, guys, look at wide receivers. We know our starters. We know it's CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup. But the battle for that 4, 5, 6 spot is going to be crazy. Let's be real about this. Turpin, does he become expendable? Yeah, he could because of Deuce Vaughn. If Deuce Vaughn's going to play on this team in some way, returning kickoffs or punts on offense, making him more of a piece on offense, that makes Turpin, Cavante Turpin, expendable. So just keep that in mind. When you're talking about the wide receiver battles, you might get only 5 because Turpin might not be there. You might get an extra guy in there and not Turpin because you got Deuce Vaughn. Now, when I go to receivers, baby, Fehoko, I'm sorry, not Simi Fehoko. Simi Fehoko's in trouble at receiver. He might be practice squad. But Junior Fehoko, the rookie, and Mozzie Smith, the rookie, their presence, being 2 interior guys, you're talking about a 1-tech and a 3-tech, makes 2 guys expendable currently on our roster. And I've said this name before. At the 3-tech, Junior Fehoko is going to make and push Neville Gallimore probably out the door. I'm being honest. Another guy I've been saying needs to be pushed, probably out the door. We got Hankins. We got Mozzie Smith. It's got to be Quinton Bohanna. He's on alert here, guys. Quinton Bohanna, pushed off by Mozzie. Fehoko can push off, Gallimore. I'm just saying. I'm just being real here. This is the reality of the situation. Now, when you talk about cornerbacks, I talked about this a little bit when it comes to the corners and the depth, but C.J. Goodwin, of course, could win that spot as our 6th or 7th corner. We know he's there for special teams only, but that's where you get a guy like Nashawn Wright, Kelvin Joseph. They also play well as on special teams as gunners and that kind of stuff. Will they be able to knock him off? I think you got to look at Brooks as well. Jalen Brooks, who's like Noah Brown. He's our Noah Brown replacement. Special teams, very good. He will be a guy, if either of these 2 guys, Nashawn Wright, Kelvin Joseph, or Jalen Brooks, the rookie in the 7th round, these guys could be guys that push off of C.J. Goodwin, off our starting roster, because they have to be able to contribute on defense. That's the key. If they got to roll on defense, C.J. Goodwin probably out the door. I'm just being real about this. And also, I've been saying, I know people don't believe it, but this could be the end of Kelvin Joseph. This training camp. He don't show anything, he might be out the door as well. We got like 10 goddamn cornerbacks here. He might be the odd man out. That'd be a big blown 2nd round pick.
I feel like when it comes to Kelvin Joseph, on one hand, you had people who were like, oh man, that hasn't happened already. And the other camp that was like, oh man, not yet, but he still has so much more to maybe show. He's
got to show at this training camp. I'm not saying I want this. I'm saying I would love to see him make it, but the Cowboys, they might have to take an L on this one if he doesn't have a good training camp. We'll have to wait and see. I think he still stays on the team because the Joneses don't want to. They don't want to look bad.
Drums and Cowboys brings up a valid point though. Why would we get rid of our Pro Bowl returner? Like, what would motivate the Cowboys to move on from Kelvin Joseph? Here and now, all of a sudden, like that.
Kelvin Joseph. You mean Turpin?
No, Turpin. Sorry, Cavante Turpin.
And the reason is, this might be, again, he's very cheap, Turpin, right? And in reality, I would love to see both guys on this team. But all I'm saying, I'm not saying this now. I'm saying that the Cowboys, if they have use for Deuce on offense, and they're not using Turpin on offense, who do you think wins that spot if they both are doing returns? That's all I'm saying. And I agree with you. Do we get rid of Turpin? I like Turpin. I still am a big fan of Turpin, but Deuce is going to have a role on this team on offense somewhere. Now, if he's a practice squad guy, if he can't do it on returns, he might be a practice squad guy, and then he'll work on maybe next year taking over from Turpin, and Turpin stays this year. But I'm just saying, if this is a neck and neck, and they both are doing great at returning punts and kickoffs, and you're talking about a roster spot, the value of the roster spot, if you're going to use a lot more of Deuce Vaughn than Turpin, then you might have to make a choice there. That's all I'm saying. It could make Turpin expendable because of that, but I agree with you. He's a Pro Bowl guy last year, but there weren't really many returners last year. Remember that? I mean, guys, remember the kickoffs and punts? Everything was a lot less this year because of the rules they've been setting up, a lot less returns on kickoffs, so a lot less chances for Turpin to really break it. Still did it well enough, led the league, I think, in both categories. So I wouldn't really move away from Turpin, but if you're looking for an extra roster spot and Deuce Vaughn can do the same stuff in the Cowboys' eyes, they might have to say it because of a roster, not because of money, because of roster spot. That might be the reason. You can stash Deuce Vaughn on the practice squad. That might be the move they pull if they keep Turpin. So, anyways, good point though by Drums and Cowboys. Now, the only other couple of moves I said, I go back to running back for a second. Ronald Jones over Rico Dowdle. Dowdle's been banged up. So Ronald Jones is a more power guy. Dowdle has a little bit of strength in him there, but not like Malik Davis. Of course, not Pollard's got strength and speed. But to me, when you look at the depth, Ronald Jones for the short yardage stuff. I think Lipke for the short yardage stuff. I don't think that if they're looking for a short yardage guy, I don't know if Rico Dowdle has a spot anymore here in this team, especially if you keep Turpin and you keep Vaughn. Rico was a returner as well, Rico Dowdle, but he's going to be off that. Obviously, if he's dropped down on the running back list, if he's dropped down the kick list, and he's probably the odd man out. But we'll have to wait and see. The Cowboys drafted Rico Dowdle. We picked up Rico Dowdle. I don't know if we drafted him. I think we got him in the undrafted. We did not draft Ronald Jones, so keep that in mind. It's about power on that one as well. Do the Cowboys want power with Ronald Jones? Do they want the little more shiftiness from Rico Dowdle? That'll be a battle. We have to keep watching it so far. And given what we heard about the thoughts on Eric Scott Jr., he's the guy that is going to push to kind of get on the special team side of things. That's the way he'll kind of try maybe sneak on this team. I think it's going to be tough for him. I think he might be a practice squad guy. But I look at this is maybe the surprise. And again, I hope Eric Scott Jr. can do something good, but I think he'll be practice squatting. The undrafted cornerback, Miles Brooks. On tape, he looks better. He looks better than Eric Scott. So I would not be surprised if Miles Brooks, undrafted, gets on this 53 somehow. If he could be that 7th or 6th cornerback, he can show something. Nashawn Wrights and Kelvin Josephs and others should be shaking in their boots right now. So we'll see what happens. Again, this is just a general look. When you look at this whole team offensively and defensively, you can see 24 players staying. Dak, Cooper, Rush, quarterbacks. Running backs, Pollard, Deuce, Malik Davis. You got, running backs. You got, receivers. You got CeeDee Lamb, Cooks, Gallup. Jalen Tolbert's got to win that spot. Jalen Brooks. You got JMC, Moreno Copper. I think he's a guy you got to watch. He can sneak on this team as a 6th guy. No Turpin there, though. You can sneak Turpin on there. Tight ends, Ferguson, Schoonmaker, Hendershot. McEwen's a question mark for me. You could look at, other guys being moved around and kind of, like Lipke taking over that spot there. Now, offensive line, Tyler Smith, Biotish, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele, Chuma Edoga. We talked about his use. He's got 4 position flex as a depth guy. We got Farniok still, and Willetsko. Josh Ball, I think he's out of there, guys. And you got Asim Richards, who's a rookie. Again, it's just my view here. 24, 25, 26 offensive players. Special teams, there's 3. Kicker, Tristan Vizcaino as of now, but it's got to be someone else. We got Anger, punting. You got Carl Zieg. He's our long snapper. We're good there. Defense, about another 24, 25, 26 players. Edge, DeMarcus Lawrence. Micah Parsons, I'm going to list him as an edge here. Dorrance Armstrong, Fowler, and of course Sam Williams. You can stick in maybe even another guy in there. We'll see. But again, interior, Mozzie, Osa, Hankins. I think Golston can play inside and outside, and so can Fehoko. So those names in there inside the interior is big. I don't see Gallimore as a reason for that. Linebacker, LVE, Damone Clark, Overshown. Jabril Cox, can he make this team? Can Devin Harper, make the move here to fight off some of these other guys undrafted? We'll see what happens. He's supposed to be good on special teams. That keeps him on the team. Their cornerbacks, like I said, very difficult to break these down, but Diggs, Gilmore, Bland, and Jordan Lewis. Nashawn Wrights and Miles Brooks, do not be surprised if he's on number 6, but you got other guys like Kelvin Joseph. You got other guys on here trying to make their last hurrah here on the cornerbacking side of things. And then at safety, it's easy to me to do the safeties because we usually use 3 guys, but Jaron Kearse, Donovan Wilson, and Malik Hooker, the 3 starters. And you only need 2 backups there. Mukwamu, who can play that cornerback spot as well, the versatility he makes his team. And Marquise Bell as our 5th guy there. But listen, whether they get on the practice squad or get on the team another way, there's other abilities and other places for these guys to get onto this team. So I just give my breakdown there. Any thoughts on my 53? And again, it was more like a 58 players I chose. I mentioned here. Things will change through injuries, unfortunately, through other pickups, through the practices and training camp as we get closer to the actual true 53. But I just wanted to give a quick little look. Man, there's just there's some good battles going down in Big D.
So, real quick, Sergio Correa said, this kid Vaughn, I think he's going to surprise everyone.
Again, Deuce Vaughn will be, if he's used right, I think he'll be a weapon in some case, a situational weapon. Not a 3-down weapon, situational weapon.
Let me see here. Mike Aldana said Josh can free ball it somewhere else now.
Exactly. Josh, out of here, balls.
Let me see. City Joe throwing out there. I don't think Turpin is going nowhere. Just because making the Pro Bowl, the Cowboys, they can use that as trade value.
It would be nice. It'd be nice with a very cheap, I say contract he's on, the league minimum, right? So he's getting like $745,000. So he would be a worthwhile chance for somebody. But if somebody wanted him, you think the Cowboys would already tried to shop him around? And if they want to keep him, that means they got to find Deuce Vaughn a spot in this team. They got to find a use for him, a role for him, or else, you're wasting a roster spot, in my opinion. And that's not my opinion. I think it's what the Cowboys feel. That roster spot's more valuable than having both Deuce Vaughn and Turpin on the field, on the team. On the 53, let me put it that way.
So, real quick, I did want to hit up the chat a little bit more, but before I do, I'm going to remind everybody to take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us anywhere and everywhere. On social media, again, at MyCowboysFamily, and hop into the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. And an extra special shout out to, of course, the sponsor of the week, Marco Seppian. Mahalo to you, Jason Renfro, the Cash App King.
Yeah, of course. And not only that.
Speaking of the Cash App King, a handful of ways to help support the channel and show the love here and the support. Of course, we have the super chat. We have memberships,
gifting memberships, by the way, which for the month, Skeptical Fan has 15 of those. Scorpio has 1. Much love to the great Skeptical Fan for gifting 15 memberships here on My Cowboys Family. But yes, there's other ways to support the channel than just super chats and memberships.
Yes, of course, the Cash App at money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link. Right there lets your comment show up on the screen just like Super Chat would.
Yeah, so, any quick little comments before we get to the finale here, baby? Your finale?
No, of course. CP also throwing out there. I don't think Turpin's going nowhere just because he makes the Pro Bowl. The Cowboys, they can use that for trade value. Bama fan said Boss Man Flat needs to go, and Josh Ball can go with him.
And I think those are the two guys you can see maybe just cut off this year from the squad.
So, rolling back, by the way, I said Turpin cost us a kick return touchdown in the divisional round against the Niners.
He took the wrong route. I can agree with that to an extent. If Deuce can do it better, Deuce takes his job.
So, let me see.
By the way, baby, the Cash App King has spoken. Jason Renfro dropping a dollar holler, little peso in there, but he's in second place on the Cash App board because Skeptical Fan has a 2 on it, and he's in first place currently. But Jason Renfro on that board as the king of the Cash App, trying to go back-to-back like our 90s Cowboys. Much love to Jason Renfro. And he's also on that board in third place on the overall board. Yeah, baby, I'm sorry. Hit up the chat a couple more, and then let's finish it up with the finale about the cheerleaders. I think a lot of the family wants to hear.
So, and thank you, Jason. Yeah, so we're just shouting it out right now. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate you. Much love. Let me see here.
We're at that hour spot here.
Reading a few comments here. But guys, yes, let's go ahead and touch on, like you said, last but certainly not least here.
Hit it up, baby. It's all yours. It's interesting, right? Cheerleaders. I want to see my Cowboy cheerleaders, but there's a new rule, a new law in Texas that may change that. Baby, I'll let you handle this.
So, everything started. Let's kind of bring it back, right? There was a Senate bill that was proposed in the state of Texas that would ban sexually explicit or suggestive performances with minors being, present. So anyone under 18 being present for a sexually explicit or suggestive performance, that's a no-no, that is illegal now. So the proposed bill would make it a criminal offense to engage in sexually oriented performances on public property on the premises of a commercial enterprise in the presence of a child. So basically, long story short, their aim was to stop drag shows here. That was like the intention of the bill. But obviously, intentions are only part of it. And the reason that we're even discussing this here on MCF is because if you go based off that language and that law, well,
they wanted the drag shows and those drag shows at public libraries. That's where this whole thing started from. That's where, but like you said, the language in the bill now can it make it? Will they expand on things?
Yeah, again, like I said, it is very ambiguous. So everything from NFL cheerleaders, things like, I hope you don't like Hooters wings, right? Just saying, Hooters would also be...
Yeah, it would be a public
banned,
indecency.
Yeah, so even R-rated movies, and heck, you know, we're talking Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I mean, we haven't even talked about just regular cheerleaders.
Like youth, well, regular, we're talking about like youth cheerleaders, like high school cheerleaders. Well, regular cheerleaders, I think that's. I'm just saying, like, there's different levels of cheerleaders. Any cheerleading, in any level, any age group, to the professionals, to the middle schoolers, I guess you can say. All these places are in danger, I guess you could say.
So guys, we have to save our cheerleaders here.
I mean, I got 400 people signed to testify about this bill last Wednesday, I think, and the majority of people opposed this bill in Texas.
So and they were actually asked specifically, like, you know, hey, you know, does this also supposedly ban things like, you know, and does this apply to things like NFL cheerleaders? And Luke Macias, who's a political consultant who supports the bill, said something like, maybe. Worst scenario is we have a few less cheerleaders in Texas for a year and a half.
Oh, my goodness. I mean,
that's a direct quote.
Say that one more time so we can hear it in the back.
From a government official.
What did
he
say?
Said, worst case scenario, we have a few less cheerleaders in Texas for a year and a half.
How do you all feel about that crap? And Greg Abbott, what do you have to say about that?
This guy kept on going and saying, if this bill actually extends to rated R movies in theaters, I think that'd be a huge blessing, and I hope it does. Oh
my goodness, guys. That is an issue of major proportions. We're going backwards here, in my opinion. They try to regulate morality. It's an issue. Now you can cost us our cowboy cheerleaders in public air. Not in the cowboy games, but in public areas where they're out there doing other performances. You might not get cowboy cheerleaders anymore.
And I think one of the more interesting comments that this Luke Macias made, he said, the less twerking children are doing, the better off Texas would be as a society. All it does is say nobody, no matter how you're dressed, can get up and perform in a sexual manner, a prurient manner, in front of a child.
A prurient manner. Well, I guess that means, guys, no more cowboy cheerleaders. It's too sexual. No more cowboy cheerleaders in front
of... How many twerking children do you know?
In front of kids. I don't know many, but I guess this Macias guy knows a lot of twerking children. That's not a good sign for him, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's very weird.
Yeah,
that this guy has such interest in this.
I agree on that one.
So he's looking, again, a lot about dancing around and suggestive competitions. And, you know, anything like this now could be illegal in the state of Texas. Prurient. What else was said, baby? Anything else?
That was basically. I think
there's more because there's penalties here. Anyways,
there it is. Yeah, so basically, obviously, what happens if you do get caught? You know, I guess publicly cheerleading, explicitly sexually, whatever. There's going to be a fine up to $10,000 for any business that's hosting this, which realistically speaking is more of a price point of entry. Jerry would happily pay that fine over and over again.
I don't know if Jerry would love this rule, though. By the guy he supported, Greg Abbott.
I mean, yeah, obviously I don't think Jerry would be happy about it. I'm just saying that at least Jerry can afford to pay the fine, so...
Well, he won't want to. Even if he can afford it, trust me.
And again, Richard Raymond, a representative from Laredo, Texas, he actually said, I'm afraid of the intent of the context. That's a slippery slope. Basically straight up saying exactly what we just said. Something about the context of this and the fact that you can take this to include, you know, everything from cheerleaders to R-rated movies and all these other things is problematic, right? He said the problem and concern with this kind of law, if you did decide to take your kids to a Cowboy game, we have to be careful because it could be illegal.
Wow. And that slippery slope is true, guys. Again, this is criminalizing any sexually oriented performance or visual performance that appeals to the prurient interest in sex. If these guys, these crazy nutters, think that these cheerleaders are... Again, you could look at this in a sexual way, of course, but it seems like this has become like now, you know, regulating morality. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't see it. But obviously this offends people that don't even care. So, again.
Yeah, I thought Texas was a free state where we were free
not too free.
Enjoy our Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
You're free to only agree. You're only free to, you know, enjoy the freedoms that they want you and they choose and they deem appropriate for you to see. That's the issue there. I don't like, that's not freedom. But the crazy thing about this, I think you missed this, baby. What does that prurient interest in sex mean? What does that mean? Texas lawmakers supporting the bill, they said, quote, can't truly define it, but we'll know it when we see it.
So again, there's no actual clear definition.
Right. Which means they will pick and choose what they want to pick, who they want to pick on, which groups they want to pick on based off of this. Now, hopefully not the Cowboys, but you can see the unfairness of this bill and the dangers you have to tippy-toe around legislative bullcrap set up by Greg Abbott, who's a scumbag in my opinion. But hey,
now I do have to take another second here.
That's
Shout out,
this is me.
Cirillo Correa.
Yes,
much love. He dropped a $3 holler.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I put him up on that board. He put that 3 on it. He's in second place currently, right behind Skeptical Fan. What did the man have to say?
Thank you, Cirillo. He said, how many wins do y'all think we have this season?
Oh, baby, I'm going to put up the schedule real quick on the side of my face.
Yeah, I think when we talked about this, when the schedule was released, 11-6, 12-5, I think sounds about right to me. Obviously, I think we can do better than that. I would love to see better than that, but baseline, worst case scenario, if it isn't one of those two, then several somebodies must have gotten really, really injured here in Dallas. Just because I have a hard time seeing it go any other way.
Yeah, I think that if we are not at, I say 11 wins would be the utmost least I would expect. Anything, like you said, 10 or less, someone got hurt. It's a tough schedule. No excuses. We're a tough team. Simple as that. So I'm not going to sit here and say, well, we got a tough schedule, we're going to lose more games. I'm just saying I think we could lose as little as 3. And even having a good year, we can lose as many as 6. Still be 11-6. But again, that's the limit for me. I think we're really going to be 12-5 once again. I think there's a good chance we could also go 13-4, maybe a little more if things go our way, injury-wise, and many other. Of course, there's a million different things that have to kind of go our way, but everything clicks. We're rolling, guys, and I don't care who's in front of us on the schedule. None of these guys scare me. Some are tougher than others. In the end, it's about that star defeating everyone over everything. Much love. Appreciate you with that drop, Mr. Cirillo in the house.
Lost in translation. Much love. Now, and everyone's kind of dropping their score predictions, right? Real quick.
Or record. Score or record?
I guess record.
I'm not seeing
Sorry, real quick. I know. Aztec Aguilar said, unfortunately, they're not free of religion. I thought that's why the forefathers fled England, to be free of religion, kings and queens.
Freedom, yeah, and again, it's freedom.
The thing you forget is that
freedom to be controlled by one religion, but you still be able to free to believe whatever you want. Right?
For them, freedom of religion meant religious extremism. You got to remember, the people who came to America at the time were looked at as like the crazy extremist, like over the top. You know what I mean? So. I'm not knocking, I'm not saying good, bad, or otherwise. I'm just saying that's how it was seen at the time. So, the same way that some of us might see, like, the Amish or something, just to give you an example. Like, that's how most of society viewed the people who did that. So, I don't know. I feel like the people who didn't like drinking, dancing, and all sorts of things that, even back then people were cool with, I have a feeling maybe they're not always up for a good time. So, which I guess includes Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. A moment of silence.
I hope it's just look. Obviously, I hope it's allowed, but I also hope this this bill gets put back in the trash where it belongs.
So, real quick, Lost in Translation said we're winning all of them. There's no one on this list that we can't beat.
I agree. Now, will we beat everybody? Of course, probably not. But can we? Hell to the yeah. I do believe we can. Bama
fan said 12, so 12-5.
I'm with them with the 12.
Jason Ruffles said 13. I would love that.
I mean 13. I mean I could see it even more sometimes.
13-4 is for Aztec Aguilar. Let me see here. So and yeah, like I said, to me, like when I say 11-6, 12-5, like that to me is the baseline. But 12-5 to me sounds about right, though.
Yeah, 12-5.
Yeah.
No,
when all is said and done.
Yeah, no, I think 12-5 is the realistic. We could only lose 4, but if we take a tumble in 1, it's expected. Every team takes a tumble in a game they maybe should win. I could understand that.
I know, that's what I said. I'm not necessarily expecting perfection, but like I said, if our record ends up being any worse than that, I'm going to have a lot of questions.
I agree. We're 10 wins.
And it's going to be hard to not feel disappointed, too. That's the other part of that. So, real quick, do want to take another second here to shout out the man, Cirillo Correa.
Ooh, he dropped a I just saw a $3 holler. Puts him in first place, baby.
Thank you
All
so
by
much,
himself.
Cirillo.
In first place on this overall board, the first night of the week. I mean, we got a whole, another 5 nights to go here. We'll see what happens. But Skeptical Fan drops into second. Cirillo Correa now in first place in primer lugar. What did he have to say?
I say 14-3.
Again,
Ooh.
This would be a home game, home field throughout the playoffs. That's what we would, with a 14-3 record, home field throughout the playoffs. We're celebrating, baby. That's what I'm saying. We get to 13 or 14, get ready, buckle up, because now divisional round is all we got to wait for at home. And I don't care about the past issues. This team better be ready for that. We got a tough schedule, and for 14-3, we better be ready. We win that game, no question. No, I don't give a damn who gets in that game. We got to win that game. Now win the conference championship, the first time in 30 years almost. This is it. That's it. This is the chance to get to that Super Bowl, get back to the top where we need to be, where we have to be. 14-3, that's what I'd be expecting at the end of that season. At the end of the regular season, that's what I would be expecting. Domination in the Super Bowl and that number 6, baby. Mm-hmm. And that 6.
So, let me see here.
Much love to Cirillo. He's in first place, by the way. He's in first place on this board.
Oh, and take it easy, Rolando Rodriguez. Much love. Aseka Aguilar said, we'll be fine, Dallas Nation. We got this. So...
I'm feeling good. Again, I'm feeling good. Listen, we have a better defense than last year. If that's even possible, it is. Got better pieces in the cornerback. Got a better pieces in stopping the run. We brought back the guys that are vital to making this thing work. We're going to be better on defense, guys, and more consistently better on defense, along with an offense that lost pieces. We're basically replacing some of those spots with rookies. And if we get Dalton Reisner at left guard, which I've been screaming about this, he's still out there. I'm hearing $5 million for this guy. Starting left guard, a top 5 free agent at left guard, and now he's still out there because of his attitude issue. I don't give a shit. Bring him in here. Left guard starter, and I think, at the very least, I mean, if we don't move Tyler Smith to left guard, but at least we got Dalton Reisner there ready to roll. That's what I would, that would complete this offseason. And of course, like a Robbie Gold or, Prater, or, Crosby, any of those solid kicker. We're set to go forward in a real going for that 6 and beyond kind of mindset, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm excited. Absolutely. I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't goddamn wait.
And look, we could feel how close we were last year. We were so close again. We were literally vibrating with the excitement.
But we knew that we had some issues in some places. The way that the plays were called, the way that we utilized our running backs, even if we were forced to use Pollard to get the best out of him, and we forced Zeke on the field for half the year when he was not the best guy. So a lot of things on offense, the Kellen Moore offense, a lot of issues on the offensive line. We got to still kind of tweak that, in my opinion, to kind of get on the right side on offense. But we're still at the very least, I'd say, in the same spot on offense. But better because we have the Mike McCarthy West Coast mindset on the play calling side. So I'm hoping that that's enough to at least get us a little bit farther on offense. But
us a little something.
The better defense, the more consistent defensive stops, the more that we're able to help the offense through defense. Whatever that means is what's going to happen this year. So the offense will be helped because of the defense. Major importance there. And I think on top of that, also the West Coast 35% change by McCarthy. The Brandon Cooks pickup. Come on, let's be real here. We replaced Dalton Schultz with Schoonmaker. That's fine. The biggest thing we have to replace that's left is kicker and left guard. We do that, and I think we got a plan for that. I think we are much better than we were last year, and we had a chance last year, and that was with some issues that were obvious, as we know, unable to stop the run, having the issue with the play calling by Kellen Moore. A bad pass blocking O-line. These things is what our demises were around. You can then throw in other things. People are going to throw in Dak and this interception, but you forget the drops by these receivers. 6 of them were because of the receivers dropping these, and it caused interceptions and lost us games because of the receivers at times. So everyone had a part to play in this. We need a more consistent and confident offense and team. And we'll be in the Super Bowl running. We'll be in the Super Bowl talk the entire year. They should be scared of us. We're not scared of them. Anyways, on that note, guys, it's an hour plus. We did our thing here as we try to do it. We try to keep our actual, after the shout outs to start the stream, we have a timer and we go for an hour. We always go a little over, especially when you guys drop the love, like Ciro Correa here dropped the love, and Q Ball dropped some love. Skeptical fan as well, guys. So you guys keep the thing going here in the nightly. Mark still has 98 points. We'll try to fix that issue. I don't know why that was happening. That should be down at like 90, like 92 or something. But either way, appreciate Marco Seppian, sponsor of the week and stream boss. Appreciate Jason Ram for the Cash App King, currently in second place behind Skeptical Fan on the Cash App board. And on the overall board, yes, Jason Renfro up there in fourth place, the Cash App side. But you also had Q Ball in third. You got the man staying skeptical in second, and Cirillo Correa in first. As we say goodnight here, baby, let's hit the chat up in the sense of shout outs / comments.
Yeah, of course.
And then let's call it a night here in MCF.
Bama fan, have a great night. Take it easy. Mike Aldana, much love. He said, we're not asking our receivers to be freaking Albert Einsteins reading defense, but to be athletes and just beat your man down the field.
Exactly. Is that so much to ask for? Is that so much to ask for?
Jason Renfro said, love to have, go 20-0 this season.
That would mean undefeated. That would mean Super Bowl. That's what I would like.
So let me keep rolling. Honestly, who wouldn't love that, right? Let me see. We have Cirillo Correa, of course. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Much love. Aztec Aguilar 04 in the house. Let me see. Of course, Jason Renfro, Bama fan. Bruce got the toxic juice. He said, I honestly think Abbott and DeSantis are going for whatever the opposite of the Walter Payton Award is.
It should be the Demon Award. I agree, but we try not to get too political. It's just sometimes you can't affect it. You can't avoid it when it affects the Dallas Cowboys and their cheerleaders. One of the main reasons I started when I was a little kid, loved the Dallas Cowboys and caught my eye was the star. No joke. That's the coloration of the Cowboys, silver, blue, and star, and the cheerleaders.
I was gonna say, are you sure it wasn't the cheerleaders?
Might have been the cheerleaders first, but I can't. That's just the basic nature biology. I can't help that, baby. But the star, that was special.
Lost in translation. Have a great night. We have, let me see.
I hope everybody don't forget to hit that like before you're out of here. If you haven't hit that like for the stream, and if you're new, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. We try to do this nightly, or at least during the off season, 5 nights a week. We're gonna have to miss one time this week. We do have plans, but should be here the rest of the time, meaning Wednesday and one of the Thursday or Fridays and Saturday and Sunday. So we'll talk about it and keep rocking it here. Again, not much news the last couple of days. We'll keep it together. As we know, next Monday it's on, guys. The little more installation and a little more reality of what we're going to do this year are starting to be taught and coached to the players. That's next weekend. That's next Monday, I should say. But this week, we'll see what happens. Maybe never know when there's a signing or a change here and there.
Cameron, have a great night. We have...
I want the Stars to win. Let's keep them going. Beat the Vegas Raiders. Or the Vegas... I say the Raiders. The Las Vegas team. I don't even know who they are in hockey. So keep it winning. Keep winning, Stars.
Let me keep looking. Truck to Montana 808. Take it easy. Yeah. Much love.
Much love to Montana.
Cue Ball. Lander from Wakanda, Retro Scotty, take it easy, and that's as far back as it lets me go. So
that's gonna be a wrap, guys. So on that note, baby, why do we do this on the nightly?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything.
As you see me talking, guys, you know the deal. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here at MCF, we're always repping that star over everything. And of course, here on our channel, little channel here, about a little over a month ago, before we got our 6 years official on YouTube, My Cowboys Family. Never forget the number one thing here, now and forever. As always, go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. All night. Appreciate that. Appreciate the little bit of love dropped from above today with some new leaders on the board. Thank you guys on that side and all sides of this, representing the sponsor of the week and Cash App King. Appreciate everybody here. On that note, though, it is time for good things to come to an end. And as we close out here and clock out for the night, baby, before we can do all of that, let them know. Come back tomorrow, we locked and reloaded for a new show. Before we can drop out of here, what do we got to do?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. The beat's been dropped, guys. It's a wrap here on My Cowboys Family. And thank you all for your interest and insight to today's live stream. Post your comments below if you have any thoughts. We'll try to respond to them or like and love them. Appreciate everybody. Any Eagle fans watching, never forget some basic mathematics. 5 is always greater than 1. If you got them emojis, if you're in the membership at any level, Navy, Blue, Silver, Star, or the over everything, make sure you drop them if you got them. You know what I mean. Much love to Jason Renfro doing his thing there for sure. Guys, have a good night. Remember, basic math, remind those Eagle fans 5 is always greater than 1, and we're going for that 6 and beyond. But also remind them, we know what we're talking about right here at MCF and our another Cowboys chat, whether it's cheerleaders and how the Texas law affects that. CeeDee Lamb doing his thing, Micah Parsons really doing his thing, or of course our cornerback squad, our unit, the core of our cornerbacking group right there. These 3 and plus, we could name you another 3 or 4 more. Yeah, maybe it could be you know, third or fourth on other teams. So again, we talked about the rankings. We'll see how that produces at the end of the year when it's all said and done. In the end, as long as we're holding that Super Bowl trophy, that's all that matters. We can be ranked 20th as long as we're ranked number 1 at the end of the year when it comes to holding up that Super Bowl trophy. You know who'll be repping that star for everything on the nightly? We will, right here on MCF, My Cowboys Family. Guys, thank you all for rocking with us once again. It's always about that Navy, Blue, Silver, too, and that star for everything. Number 1 thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Never forget it. Much love to everybody. Stay safe out there. Have a good night. We'll see you back tomorrow for another one. Peace out. Take care. And oh yeah, never ever dare forget, go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.